we love.
We're back! Hi!
Be presented in a list of references. Please.
I'm behind the scenes.
Okay, come behind the scenes.
What is the hand up there for suddenly?
Oh my gosh! What's happening? What's this? It's your next brief!
No, sorry, start again.
Can we start already?
Sheesh. Okay, I have to take this little mask off so that I can breathe and talk to you. It's very difficult, but Josh is standing at a good distance. I just want to tell you about this episode that we're going to be showing you. It's about our lecturers and how we're all coping with this COVID-19 situation that we are completely alien to. No one really knows how to handle it, but we are going sanitizer mad, mask mad, shield mad, whatever we can do to protect ourselves. We have people cleaning continuously wherever there has been someone there. We take their temperatures. We haven't stopped actually, and we're not going to, because we don't want anyone to really get ill. We're going to be introducing you to our lecturers, and then we're going to be interviewing them as well, so that they can tell you about their experience, how it affected their teaching, how it affected their personal lives, from teaching face to face to suddenly going online, and how they coped with it. I must say they all have been amazing and have coped very well, but stress has taken its toll. But there's no time to stress and panic anymore. You have to just get on with it. So you're also going to get to meet some of the other staff, not only the lecturers, and how they play a vital role in the company, and how they have had to manage and see how all this is going to work out, especially our marketing team, who's been doing an amazing job from home. We've actually done the most interviews that we've ever done since we started the institute. So they have done an amazing job, and I'm exceptionally proud of them. Also, my wife, who is the CEO of the company, and how she's had to get all the online lecturing put together, making sure that all the systems work, that making sure that all the students have access to internet, and that all of this functions and happens properly, so that we do not waste a year. That's our big concern. We don't want any of our students to waste a year. And just on saying that, our students have done exceptionally well. They have taken to this, they have applied themselves, they have disciplined themselves, and the results that have come in have been just amazing. We are exceptionally proud of them. So always in adversity, something good has come, and this has proven that it's like amazing, and that our students really want to do well. So let's go ahead and meet everybody. Brad?
How are you?
Yeah, I like the outfit.
Oh, thank you.
Check this out.
Do a 12 first.
These are our lecturers. They all dress for success.
So, Bia,
Hi.
COVID-19.
I should actually be wearing the mask and match my dog. You're out of order. Yes, COVID-19. Talk to me.
So tell us your experiences going online.
Sure. Wow. I mean, I'm trying to think it was very different, but it was moving with the times. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah.
That's
But
better.
yeah, but it was very different in terms of going from being in an environment where you interact with your colleagues and you up and down the hallways taking selfies, to like being at home, and literally this was the portal towards the students, your colleagues, and so it was very different. It was an adjustment, but it was also moving with the times, which you got to do. Well, now we are very technologically advanced. I can send an email faster than you'll edit this post. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you, Abia.
Pleasure.
Bradley. COVID-19, moving online. How do you feel it affected you from a positive point and from a negative point?
I think we handled it really well, and for me it was an interesting transition. I mean, we live in a time of the internet. The learners are very savvy on their phones with using the internet, and we just had to readjust how we do our learning strategies with the learners and be able to educate them from almost a distance through a computer. And it was a big learning experience, but also enjoyable. And I think the students actually also enjoyed it a lot.
James!
You don't need to.
Hi.
Better?
Much better. Okay, so talk to me. Lockdown.
Lockdown, oh my gosh. That was a nightmare, hearing that we have to go online. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, as it was. The students also didn't feel like it's going to be fun, but it ended up being quite fun because we got to make some really great tutorial videos, get personal on those videos, and really just make it still feel like a classroom environment for the students, even though it's online. And it actually worked out pretty great. Students loved it. They all were actually thankful that they could go back on the videos and rewatch them, get the proper education that they still deserve, and they still got that.
Personal experience.
Personal experience. Personally, I loved being at home, working from home, but at the same time, I hated it. So it was like a love-hate relationship because I do love being with my peers and seeing students face to face. I'm more of a visual lecturer than a verbal lecturer, so I'm always physically showing the students what to do. So I did not enjoy not being able to show them physically how to do something, but we always made a plan to figure out how to do it.
And then how did you feel as a person going into lockdown? The whole lockdown, the moment everyone said at 12 o'clock tonight you have to be in your home for 21
I remember
days.
that. It was a little bit weird. It kind of felt like a movie when they those sirens play and then suddenly the bombs are going to drop.
The Purge.
Yes, like that, the Purge, oh my gosh, that's actually so accurate. So yes, it felt like that. It felt like people were going to start breaking into my house for some stuff, and it just didn't feel normal. It felt like the world is ending, to be honest. And also because I'm alone at my own place, like it felt a little bit scary, to be honest. I just got the hang of face-to-face lecturing, so then I had to relearn how to do it online. It was quite a challenge. I can't say it was a bad experience because I enjoyed it regardless, because I always loved learning new things. So learning how to interact with people in a completely different way actually was enjoyable for me. I didn't really have any complaints about going online because I do love online learning. I did learn a lot of my own stuff online, so it was actually a great experience going online.
And how do you feel like the students took to you teaching online?
At first it was a little bit hard for them, but as soon as they started figuring out how to work the online portal and how to figure out where to go for attendance and just how class started and how it all worked, they all sort of actually enjoyed it just as much as I did. It was just the initial first week that they needed to just learn how to use everything, and then they got the hang of it.
What would your prediction be going forward with fashion education?
A lot of technology is going to get involved now. Well, not like it hasn't been involved, but technology really is at a peak, and we really do need it at the moment. I've seen some great students in other international places do some great digital fashion shows where they've displayed the garments in a digital format, and I think that's where we're going. Just displaying things digitally, working with new technologies, new softwares to create things that no one has seen before. I think that's what we have to do in today's technology.
Wonderful. And when are we going to get to see Electrocraft?
Well, Electrocraft, you'll have to wait and see. She only comes out for special occasions.
Hi, Keshni.
Hi, Spiro.
Come have a seat. Have a seat here and just tell us what happened. I mean, you joined us at the beginning of the year, right? When did you join?
It was last year, May.
Okay. So then lockdown happened. We shut down 2 weeks before, right? So tell me what happened to you. What did you experience? How are you coping? Too many questions all at once. Okay, start at the beginning.
So I had started working for Villioti Fashion Institute. It was last year, May. And then I had just gotten a promotion prior to the whole lockdown. Then we got the news that we're going... I can't do this.
We're not actors. Just deal with us. Keshni's very nervous. So we just want to get her story. Just do it. Doesn't matter.
Okay. We had the news of COVID-19 going on.
Yeah.
And it felt like it wasn't here yet.
It was very surreal at the time.
Yes.
It was like so weird.
And it's not going to happen to us. And it's not
No.
going to come here. And we'll stick with our one person.
Yes.
And it just felt like it was only an overseas thing.
Yeah.
And then the reality started setting in, and we had to start sanitizing. But the masks already weren't, a
in
must.
in full swing. They came in a bit later.
And so we heard these rumors about having to go on lockdown, and I mean, everyone was scared, but I mean, you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, as you know, I stay in the Vaal. My family's there.
Yeah.
But I had been renting in Joburg
An
for a
apartment.
while.
Yeah.
Yes. And I still remember I was watching it on my laptop, the president's address, and when he said we have to go on a lockdown, I was just crying to myself. And because the reality set in, and I needed to be with my family, and that's my safety net, and where I feel safe and secure, and I knew I needed to go back home.
Yeah, I think a lot of people went to loved ones or people they could be with, because if you're a young single person in an apartment alone in Joburg for 21 days, that must have been hectic.
Because if I had to stay in my place, I would have probably been drawing on the walls or carving
No,
out something.
that's
I'd have gone
hectic.
crazy.
Yes.
Yes, and then I remember it was a Thursday. We had to come to work till 4. I had packed up all my necessities was in my car. I was ready to drive back.
It was 2 weeks before the actual lockdown on the 26th.
Yes, we had till midnight then to be in our houses in lockdown.
Yeah.
So after work, I drove home.
It was actually my birthday.
Yes, I remember we had a lovely party, and then we still joked that if lockdown was going to start immediately, we had our cans. That's our weight. So when the students do their patterns, then they have those canned beans and
Yes.
that's covered.
As we use them as weights to weigh down the patterns. Yeah, we've got canned beans. So we wouldn't have starved.
That was funny. So then I went back home, and we had to go online. And so when I started working, I mean, I had been tutoring prior to having my job here. And then lecturing, I still remember the first time in the classroom, I was nervous and anxious. And you don't know how to be.
Yes.
And then you get so comfortable and loving it. And now you hit with this online thing.
Yes.
And I mean, with me, I think I'm also old soul, so I feel very unnatural in front of the camera.
Well, you're doing great now.
Thank you.
You know what this has done? I always said good things come from bad things. The good thing is, like, we've all learned to be more comfortable in front of the camera because we all had to do classes and lessons and speak and just be ourselves. And it's given us a lot of confidence, because really it's not easy when, like, overnight you have to become like a TV presenter almost. So it's quite heavy when you have to deliver a class and to make sure that you have what you need to say is all perfect. Just tell us what it was like. Like you have to switch on your computer. It's like, what did you use?
Yeah, so I used my laptop. So before we went home, I had to obviously clear out my necessities at work. So it was mainly my laptop and my charger. And you knew we'd be working off that most of the time. And luckily at home, I have my own study in my bedroom. So it was very relaxed. I got to wake up later. But then there was a lot of anxiety involved, knowing that you have to give these lessons, especially with the face-to-face, like online platform. You're very anxious. You have to check how you look. So now it's because now you're on screen.
Yes,
now you look
there were some
serious.
people without their pants on in some of the videos.
But luckily I didn't have that. I would have freaked out. No, I was always dressed.
I believe they actually did really well.
Yes.
So we were really nervous.
I was nervous with the results, especially because you're thinking of students like myself who went back home, and other students also went to their support structures and they went home, and then the connectivity is not great.
Yeah.
So I had the same problem. We had to actually, when we could, from Takealot, order a new modem, and we also had to up our speed of the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, because nobody was prepared.
No one was prepared.
And you can't think of everything.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, the students did well. I was very happy. The feedback that I got is that, like the video content, so
The pre-recorded stuff.
yes, so like the lecturers would plan the lesson,
Yeah.
and then we'd have like find some YouTube links or informative videos that support the content. And the feedback that I got from my students, I was teaching trend forecasting, and they said that the videos really helped them to understand the content better. So for me, it was good because that means it was supportive material.
Yeah.
And also having that pre-recorded content, like say if it was a brief, for example, I'd pre-record it so they could always refer back. And they said that was helpful because they could pause and then watch more or take notes, and they enjoyed that.
So just to wrap it up, do you enjoy it here? Do you think
Yes.
it's fun?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's even more crazy now in lockdown. Every day, I don't think we stop learning.
Yeah. So I love my job. There was a lot of anxiety returning back, especially because I had moved back home and given up my place in Johannesburg. And there was that, that sinking feeling like, I need to come back to work. What's it going to be like? And when I got back, I felt so relieved and happy, and my heart was happy again.
Yeah.
And because I'm in a space that I love what I'm doing, I'm around people that understand me, and you're away from home. Because if you're at home, everyone else is at home, and it was just getting a bit much, and getting out of the house is really good.
It is healthy to get out of the house. It's lovely being at home, but being there for too long, it's crazy.
Yeah. So now I don't even mind the traveling. I mean, it gets tiring for me, but there's still a lot of uncertainty for me to find something else. So at the moment, I'm still traveling. I mean, there's less traffic. It gets tiring, but it's worth it because I'm doing what I love and I'm happy.
Cool. Well, we love having you here, Kesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hi, Sash.
Hi Josh, how you doing?
Well, thanks, and yourself.
Good.
You're looking lovely today.
Thanks, you too.
So, friend, do you mind if I ask you one or two questions?
Sure, not a problem.
So, given the circumstances that we are facing at the moment, the COVID-19 pandemic that's affecting the world and how we're adjusting to our new normal, these questions are just going to relate from a personal level and from a professional level. I want to know your opinion.
Okay.
When we got told COVID-19 is here, first infection has hit in, what was your feelings?
I think for me, because we are in an academic environment, I was worried about the students. How are they going to continue with class? It's 2 weeks. Do they have, the computers they need to do their work at home? Do they have network where they're staying? Where are our students going to go? Are they going home? We have a lot of international students at Villioti, and in these trying times you want to be with your family, so it's quite a difficult one. especially for us, we're so used to the work environment. We deal with creative individuals every day. It's always exciting here, and I think when you're at home, it's just a big adjustment for all of us, really.
And from an emotional point of view, personally, how do you think finding out about COVID-19 and the start of the lockdown affected you? What was going through your mind?
It was scary because life as we know it changed completely, and what kept me going was it's only 2 weeks, until we had that announcement of extension, and then I realized, this is actually quite serious. When is life going to go back to norm, as we know it?
And what do you think some of the key factors were that you started implementing from a business point of view?
Well, I'm in sales at Villioti, and I think for me it was, how are we going to interview these students? They're at home now, school has come to a pause. They're not sure on when they're going to continue. A lot of our students that are going to study here are in matric. So it really was a time for us to use virtual technology. We created all of our applications and assessments to basically work on a mobile device, and it helped us connect to our students, and we had to, find ways of basically transporting all our calls to our cell phones, and it was like in 5 minutes everything changed. And the positive thing is we really got to connect with a lot more students. So it was scary at first, but the effect that it had on the Institute was quite a positive one, I think.
And I think you and I bouncing ideas off of one another when we were sitting in our houses also worked. We had strength on our sides. And then what do you think this is going to be like for the future of both fashion, businesses maybe in general? Let's take it that way.
I think if you look at a lot of individuals, change is always scary. And the unknown is always scary. And that's what we're facing with at the moment. We don't know what tomorrow holds. So my answer could be completely inaccurate. For all you know, we might be going back to stage 1 in 2 months, or there might be a cure or a vaccine created. So I just think it's taught a lot of people to be more independent and to also be more disciplined with their work. I mean, you don't have your boss around the corner watching what you're doing from 8 to 5. We don't have your lecturer in class with you telling you to get off your phone and to concentrate on your work. So it really does teaches you discipline, I think.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Not a problem, Josh.
Can you come for your interview now? Hi there. Okay, you can take your mask off. There's only us. Understand? Take it off properly. Look nice.
Hello.
Are you smiling?
I am.
Okay. So, Joshi,
Yes.
tell us, how's COVID-19 been for you?
Oh, my word. Talk about anxiety in a box. COVID-19's insane. It's crazy. It's a very, very different experience, and I'm sure you can say the same. None of us in our generations have experienced anything like it. Your comfort zone is a place you're not going to be in for a very long time, if I can say. COVID-19 has definitely ripped the rug from underneath all of us and has put us in a position where we are forced to learn new things, we're forced to do new things, and putting ourselves in that environment can sometimes be very scary, but at the same time very, very rewarding.
Tell us about the picture that's right behind you.
So I did a A4 fashion illustration first of this exact
So this is one of
Croquis.
your actual drawings?
One of my drawings, yes.
Yes.
It's inspired by Vanessa Villioti. She has a shirt exactly like this, and I love it. So I did a fashion illustration of her practically. And Vanessa then decided to transfer it onto canvas using press studs. And it ended up being
Is it
quite
press
beautiful.
studs or studs? It's studs, isn't it?
Studs, yeah.
Oh, studs.
Yeah.
It's ready.
That is
So,
that.
and that's it. And it hangs in pride of place down the passage. So as all the students walk down, they see Josh's work.
I love it.
Brilliant. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Spiro. Hello, Vanessa.
Hi, Josh.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So, are you comfortable to answer a few questions?
Always, Josh.
Wonderful. I just want to get your take on COVID-19. How do you feel about it personally, the effects it's possibly had on business and the direction going forward? Let's start maybe from how you felt the moment you heard about it.
Gosh, how life has changed. I think about January and being excited about this year and all the plans we had, etc. And I think of now and how my world and the whole world has changed. It's been a huge learning curve. It has been, gosh, I don't think I've ever worked so hard in my life. But I feel that COVID is going to change the way we do things. And I've always been a person that really enjoys change. I like change and I like growing and bettering what I do and how we do it. And I feel like the changes that COVID has brought along are going to be so beneficial to us in the future. And things that we've planned and changed and going online, etc., is really going to move us in a completely different direction. And so interesting hearing student feedback on it. I've been so worried about them and what they've taken to, where they've struggled, where they haven't struggled, and their whole perception of it. I think they've been really incredible and I'm so proud of them. On a personal note, gosh, when we first went into lockdown, I freaked out about being locked in my house for 3 weeks, and it ended up 5 weeks. And from my dogs having an absolutely fabulous time and loving lockdown, getting walks twice a day around the complex and stealing plants from the neighbor's garden, and it actually turned out to be quite fun, other than having to work 17-hour days online. I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I'm living history, that we have something to talk about. We've had hardships and experiences and life changes. And I know it's sad, but it is also quite exciting where it's taking us. And that's all really interesting to me. On the other note, I have a crazy mother who has recently been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And on a personal level, that's been so difficult as to where's best for her to be during lockdown, because of course in her environment she is much more together, and sort of going through the ups and downs of Alzheimer's, one day being completely normal and a pleasure to talk to another day where crazy just happens. And I think that's more of the emotional roller coaster that I've been in than anything else.
Do you feel that COVID-19 has taken us in a direction where we've been able to almost reroute ourselves?
I think
Plug ourselves in with the world and try and find new direction and branch out in different ways?
Yeah, I mean, I think I am an overly cautious person. I enjoy change, but decisions I make are incredibly well thought out and almost overly thought out. And it's forced us as a company to change the way we act and the way we behave. And that push is perhaps something I need to move ahead without sort of overseeing the fine details to such a point that I end up going in circles. So I think there's excitement and change and joy in that change, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much, Vanessa.
It's a pleasure.